You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Attention to my African brothers and sisters. There's a new scam making the rounds. When Tariq Nasheed recently sat down with DJ Vlad, he took the opportunity to finally respond to both Umar Johnson and Vlad himself, going as far as mocking Umar on camera. This marked a significant shift, and it's worth taking a closer look at how things played out. There was a time when no one would dare to criticize Umar publicly. Media platforms treated him with caution because he attracted strong viewership. Hosts would often avoid confrontation, hoping to secure him for future interviews. But that dynamic has now changed. Umar's public perception has declined to the point where criticizing him on air now brings in more engagement than inviting him for a sit-down. And once someone reaches that point in the online world, it's a difficult place to recover from. So when Vlad gave the floor to Tariq Nasheed, Umar's longtime rival, it sent a clear message. Tariq had once supported Umar's school project financially and believed in the mission at the start. Yet even after contributing, he later mocked the very initiative he once endorsed. And based on Umar's own words, "You can't speak on the school unless you've donated," Tariq's criticism holds weight. He did donate, and he still declared that school is never going to open.
There's been a lot of very creative stories about the school. At first, it was built, but not open yet. And then when some kids broke in, I guess, like, stole some books or messed something up. And then his bank accounts were frozen. And then I guess now the school is being auctioned off. By Delaware. And latest I checked, he's doing $500 lunch dates. You heard about this?
I heard about it. I talked about that.
Tariq even laid out his argument using numbers. He said that if Umar had genuinely committed to the project, the school would have been operational years ago. As a comparison, he pointed to his own hidden history museum, raising $1 million in just 1 month and opening the doors within a year. The museum is real, open, and accessible to the public.
Listen, look, like, this whole time, me and Umar have had some words back and forth with each other. I mean, over the internet. I'm glad he came in and did an interview once. He didn't want to come back. That's cool. I'm not tripping. I think the idea of what he's doing is great. And I've always said, when that school opens, I will gladly do an interview with him at that school. And I will publicly apologize, for questioning whether the school is going to open. But I don't get the impression the school is ever going to open.
Listen, when he was talking about that school about a decade ago, I was for it. I donated to it. I said, look, to be honest, I don't think the school is happening. I said this about around 2017. And, Umar we fell out because he started kind of attacking me publicly. And, I helped the guy
get the truth.
Yeah, he started attacking me. And then I started getting in on him. So we fell out. And, I told people back in 2017, I said, let me keep it a bean, man. That school ain't never going to get built. That's just, don't ask me about it again. That's my opinion. It ain't going to get built, man. Just if it's going to get built, it would have been built already. It don't take that long. I have something called the Hidden History Museum here in LA. We raised money, made $1 million in a month. I opened the school a year later. I mean, not the school. I opened the museum a year later. It's open now. People can go down. Yeah. So you can get, if you want to get something open, you can get it open.
Now, to be fair, a museum and a school are not the same. A legitimate school involves far more: qualified educators, an academic curriculum, staff salaries, transportation, and compliance with health and safety standards. That easily requires at least $1 million annually just to keep things running. So yes, the complexity is significantly higher, but this is where Umar's approach comes into question. He had alternatives. Like Q Butter and King Randall, he could have launched smaller-scale efforts, such as online learning platforms or after-school programs, something practical that people could actually witness. Instead, the absence of tangible progress continues to raise doubts. Instead of starting small and building gradually, Umar keeps chasing this massive dream of a school, one that never seems to move beyond discussion. Then Vlad brought up the $500 lunch date situation. Umar has been telling women, donate $500 to FDMG and you'll get a private lunch with me. Tariq didn't even need to say much. The idea alone had Vlad shaking his head, like, seriously? Turning a school fundraiser into a dating pitch? That's when things started to fall apart. Moves like that don't project credibility. They make the whole effort seem like a scheme. And Tariq made that clear. He admitted Umar's a smart guy, but said the distractions, the stunts and performances, undermine the whole mission. Instead of strengthening the cause, they make it harder for people to take it seriously. Then things took a more serious turn. Tariq subtly implied there might be more going on with Umar. He didn't spell it out directly, but the suggestion was clear.
Yeah.
Because in fact, he even said for that $500 date, like, just send money to the FD, was it the
FDMG.
and the FDMG. I'm like, you're already date money to the school.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I talked about this the other day, man. When you're getting into antics like that, we're gonna do a donation for a date. They kind of make the movement look very unserious. That makes, that just kind of bastardizes the whole movement. And Umar don't have to do all that stuff, man. He's a brilliant brother, man. Very smart guy. But all of the antics and the theatrics, I think it's some other stuff going on there. I really do. I really think there's some other stuff going on. I don't want to say what it is, but I think there's some real serious stuff going on.
And he's not the only one who's hinted at this. Even Umar's former spiritual wife said that he would leave the house looking one way and return looking completely different. Disoriented, messy, and wild-eyed, as if something had happened in the meantime. Now, personally, I can't say for sure if Umar is using anything. He already acts like he's running on some natural high all the time. But if there is anything else involved, that's a dangerous mix. The concerning part is that multiple people close to him keep pointing to the same behavior, which naturally raises concerns. As for Umar's response, he chalks it up to allergies. But come on, that's hard to take seriously. Even Vlad gave him a simple out. Just come forward and be honest. Say, I tried. The school was too big of a project. I couldn't make it happen. I apologize to those who supported me. That kind of honest admission would mean a lot, because let's be real. Sometimes projects don't work out. Not every dream gets completed. People may joke about it for a while, but eventually, they move on. The issue is that Umar refuses to do that. Rather than focusing on building the school, he's turned his critics into his new mission.
Listen, Umar, I know you watch these interviews because I remember I had Ari Spears on my show, right? We were talking about Umar and the whole bunny hopping situation. And Aries, of course, he's a comedian.
I saw that.
He said, "I will have sex with a white woman on top of Dr. Umar Johnson." And Umar posted it on his Instagram and said, "Why do these black entertainers go on this white man's show and embarrass themselves?" I don't think he was embarrassing himself. I think he was cracking jokes on it. I thought it was a funny joke.
He's a comedian.
Like honestly, Umar, I know you're going to watch this, right? Because you seem to watch a lot of my stuff. Just come forward and say, listen, I sincerely tried to open it. I tried for years, but this was a bigger undertaking that I was able to do on my own. I didn't want to partner up with anyone that could have potentially, made this happen. And I'm sorry. For everyone that donated, I can't pay you back, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry, and I will try to do better in the future.
At this point, it's no longer about opening a school. It's about proving YouTube critics wrong. That's why Umar will likely never admit defeat, and the surprising part? Even if the building were actually auctioned off and he blamed systemic forces, cried foul, and claimed conspiracy, many would still send him donations. That's how deep the loyalty runs. And this is where the contradiction becomes impossible to ignore. Vlad pointed out that Umar named his school after Frederick Douglass, a historical figure who, later in life, married a white woman.
I think it'll be a little embarrassing, but I think at least people will appreciate the honesty. There's lots of projects that fell through that never came forward,
Right.
Do you think he'll ever do that, though?
No, never.
No?
Hell no. Umar's gonna keep this thing going. I was abducted by aliens, brothers and sisters. I was abducted by aliens. The aliens, you gotta say it 3 times. I was abducted by aliens. I was abducted by aliens, my African brothers and sisters. And they did an anal probe on me. And I got to get a prostate exam, and all the money from the school, my brother has to go into the prostate exam. Oh, okay. Man, come on, brother.
The anal probe wiped me out.
Man, just keep it a buck with people. Just do it. It's not that hard to do. Just if you're gonna do it, just do it. That's it.
So, how does one spend years criticizing bunny hopping, publicly attacking black men for dating outside their race, while naming a school after someone who did exactly that? Umar tries to justify it, but let's be honest, if someone like Shannon Sharp made the same decision, Umar would be the first to criticize. But because it's Douglas, the rules shift. Tariq couldn't help but point it out. The man Umar based his entire school identity on didn't even follow the principle Umar enforces on others. That contradiction speaks volumes.
The whole thing about bunny hopping and the interracial relationship, this is someone who has interracial kids. Look, I mean, at one point, interracial marriage was illegal. Like literally, it was a Loving versus something.
Yeah, Loving versus the state of Virginia.
Versus the state of Virginia, exactly. Like it was literally illegal at one point to actually marry someone that you love who's a different race, not even a different race, black and white. That, you know, that whole thing is just nasty to me. What do you think about the whole interracial thing?
It's interesting. You know, I don't knock it now. You know, all the women I've dated were black, and my lady is black. She's mixed, but she's black.
Right. Well, I mean, according to Umar Johnson, is that like a no-no? Are you not supposed to date mixed women?
No, I mean, no, you can. I mean, they're black. I mean, because he's talking about Frederick Douglass, and Frederick Douglass was mixed, and you know, Frederick Douglass.
Didn't he say he was related to
Frederick
Douglass?
isn't true.
And the family said, no, you are not.
Right. And Frederick Douglass had a white wife too.
Oh, okay.
A lot of folks don't know that. His second wife was a white woman. So, you know, I don't...
Wait. So hold on. That just hit me.
Think about it.
So he claimed, well, he's naming a school after a man who was bunny hopping.
Yes.
He's
Bunny
Douglas Hopper University.
Frederick Douglass had a white wife.
So let's be honest about where things stand. Umar Johnson has reached a low point online. There was a time when his name brought instant traffic, respect, interviews, and buzz. Today, he's more relevant as material for jokes. Tariq generates more views mocking him than Umar could earn from a full interview. Even Vlad, who once avoided conflict, now speaks freely. And that shift tells you everything. When your value in the public space comes more from being exposed than being involved, it's a clear sign of decline. To be fair, Umar has shared valuable insights over the years on Africa, Black empowerment, and education. That shouldn't be dismissed. But when words aren't backed by meaningful progress, the disconnect eventually becomes too hard to ignore. Now the tables have turned, and he's the one being examined like a case study. So here's my final thought. If you've supported Umar all this time, take a moment to reflect. Is he truly building something meaningful for the community? Or is he simply using that support to strengthen his personal brand? You don't need to answer me. Just be honest with yourself. If you want the complete story, I've compiled a detailed 2-hour and 48-minute breakdown covering every claim, every inconsistency, and every controversy, all in one place. It's the follow-up you won't want to skip. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you believe Umar will ever own up to what's happened and speak honestly to the people? Or do you think he'll keep this going indefinitely? Let me know, and I'll catch you in the next one.